Sorry, guys. That was a phone call I had to take. Okay. Um, let's see if we can measure squish. So the gasket is like 38 thousandths. So this may be a little bit on the large side. I may have to get the other gasket. Bring it up here that way I can read or see comments. We up? We're up. Hang on. Hey Jesse. Hey Brandon. I'm sorry guys, I had to take that phone call previously. Yeah, that's a pretty hefty squish number there, I think. That's right on like 50 thousandths. This is basically 64. Yeah. Again, let me check again. What's knocking? I'm going to try to bring it right over to the edge. Hey, Tom. Box is in the way. Sorry. Better? Sorry about that. $48. So it's just below 50,000, so about 48,000 squish. Hey, John. Yeah, I know. It's been a while. All right. So now I have the squish number. That's really all that I needed for this. Just so everybody knows, I have a special guest coming. We are going to take apart a Husky 61. So I will probably restart the stream to do that. We do that in just a few minutes. Again, the information here is that this particular, I recommended to Sammy to get a OEM head here, but he wanted the highway, so I got that. And we need, because we need a decompression valve. We're going to be porting this, so it's like, you know what? Let's get a decompression valve in here. And oh, come on. I hate it when the wristband gets stuck. Drives me berserk. So this will get sent down there with the gasket too. Ship this down. Wrist pin, pin bearing, gasket. This is like a 38,000th gasket. If I get a 20,000th gasket, then the squish is only 30 thousandths. So I have to ask Rattler for a gasket here. So, yeah. Maybe he's got a thinner gasket. Put this in there too. Right there. Put the phone in there, won't wrap. Cool. So the thicker gasket, I think this is the thicker gasket, 1121 029 2305. Lord knows where the other screw went. Great. Okay. So I've been busy, just so everybody knows. I've been very, very busy, and yeah, at the end of the day, I just, instead of feeling like going live, I'm just not feeling it. So I happen to have, or was going to have, a 3-day weekend, but that's not happening now. So, because I got called in. So, we'll see how I feel. You know, if I feel okay, I feel okay. If not, not. You guys get the idea. Yeah, so I'm going to stop the stream, and we're going to go. I'll be back in just a little bit, and we're actually going to do a Husky 61 split. I also have a 272 sitting over here that I picked up the other day. So we may work on those and split those and tear those down. I don't know. I don't know where that's going to go. But I just wanted to get this done just like that. At least for now. This will go down to Rattler. We'll see what he does with it. Again, the reason we got this, so this is actually the Highway cylinder kit GX026. This is a 44.7 kit, and it has a decompression valve hole. That was the real purpose for getting this, as opposed to using the original. The original head is fine on this 026 Pro, but no decompression valve. Yeah, well, Tom, yeah, it's going to get machined anyway. So the reason I'm checking the squish now, which 048, I might almost not run at 048. Certainly, if I go down to a 20,000 gasket, so take 18 out of from 38, 18, do 20,000 gasket, then I'll end up with like a 30,000 squish. So 48 minus 18. So that would give it reasonable compression. But still, I need the squish band in here machined to get rid of that silly lip. So, need a decompression valve, need to get rid of that lip, need to machine the base so that it's appropriately squished. So, we like to aim for about 20,000. So, you get 20,000 with a nice wide squish band, you're going to have really good pop on that. But then you need to get decompression valve. So, that gets a little bit complex. I will try to explain that better, hopefully after this comes back from being machined. So there's a bunch that goes into it. Once the machining is done, once the squish is accurately set with the right gasket, then I can actually do the port work on this. But at least I have an initial number that's probably pretty darn close. So, oh, Jonathan, you're going to like this. Just to tempt people, in case anybody's tempted. .272 West Coast air filter, completely unobtainium. Cannot get them. Found this guy on eBay. So it happened to come with a 272. So I'm going to build up that 272, I think, and we're going to end up with basically, Jonathan, that's going to be nearly identical to the one you have. Tom, I've been doing this a while. Um, it's been a bit. I don't know exactly what I'm talking about, but certainly I know I can do some of this machining myself, but Rattler, who's in North Carolina, does absolutely first-rate machine work. So I'm going to have him basically, the long and the short of it is I'm going to have him optimize the squish right around about 20 thousandths. Whether a thin gasket, this thick gasket, whatever, we'll have a discussion about that. But either way, we're gonna machine the cylinder head so that you get an optimal squish. Once we have that, then I can actually adjust the ports internally and see if we can get them optimized as well, and then you'll have a really nice running saw. And that, so yeah, this is for Sammy, and it is not my saw. This is Sammy's saw. So Sammy usually likes to clean these things with a toothbrush. He usually keeps his saws pretty clean. This is actually a very, overall, like a very, very nice shape saw, but he uses it regular. So he needs something he can use. Jonathan, you need another one, Jonathan. I know that. I got to get a fresh new OEM head and basically do the same deal, you know. Yeah, so the Tom, back to what you're talking about is uh, one of the definitions of professionalism. It's the ability to know when to hold them and when to fold them. And I think it's one of the tenets of professionalism. I am not a professional porter. I am not a professional chainsaw guy. I am a dentist by trade. Um, I fiddle around with this stuff. You guys can see my fiddling, and you're welcome to hang out and come along for the ride, of course. Uh, as long as you guys understand that that's what that is. 26 is very, very, very important. Well, yeah, Tom, I hear you. There's a lot of guys that are pretty wary about getting into things, but for if you're doing port work and you're using expensive cylinder heads, maybe try with something that's cheaper. Get a highway head, get a Chinese head, whatever, and get in there with a burr and fiddle around a little bit. Um, Keep your port edges beveled well so you don't hook a ring, and see what you can do. I've got tons and tons and tons of videos previously on port work and how I do things and why I do things. You can go through my bolt for bolt videos and see all that too. I've got lots of that on my channel. So probably I think it's the most comprehensive bolt for bolt setup set of videos on YouTube. So for better or for worse, what I usually recommend to people is go watch the videos. If you haven't seen them, go watch them, take notes, come back and ask questions. And then we can have fun live by answering them. And if you got good questions, then everybody benefits because I can answer questions live. Fair enough? Again, I'm not a professional porter. I'm not one of these guys that does this day in and day out to make my living. It's not me. The O260 metal on off clip not working as it should, and the bad air filter. The air filter indeed is funky. I am not very familiar with this model I just don't. I'm not familiar with it. So, but I can see what you're talking about with the clip here, the on-off clip or whatever. there are plenty of things in all these saws that just are like, why did they design it like that? There's always some weakness in the design. Drives you crazy. But I'm not a generally not a steel guy, and certainly not an 026 guy. Um, it's just not been me over the years. I'm mainly more of a Husky guy. They tend to make a little more sense to me. But you're welcome to watch the videos just the same. So let me run. I will be back. We will be back tonight. Brian is coming by, and we're going to tear down at 61, and maybe that 272 also. I don't know. We'll see. So, any other questions before I take off? I'm going to be back. I will be back, guys. So, if anybody, we're going to be back tonight. Probably in just a few minutes. I want to be able to go say hi to Brian when he shows up at the door there. Other questions or comments? Anything? Okay, I'm out then. I will catch you guys in just a few minutes. See you in a bit.